suddenly it's Tuesday. It's been quite a while since I last actually vlogged. I've been doing more work on screens than anything else. Currently I'm just focusing on trying to get the in-out mechanic working, where essentially a ball will go into an object, it will go through it, and then come out the other end. Currently getting quite a weird bug. Essentially when it goes through one of the objects, it works, it comes out, but then the gravity's inverted occasionally. Yeah. You have me right there. It's a bit weird. I don't quite know why it's doing it. I think it's just because I'm using trigger, and it's not checking if it's the trigger for the in-out or the trigger for the gravity, and then it thinks it's the gravity by default. But I've had a few ideas on how to fix this now, actually, just talking to myself before I record this clip. Should always record the clips first, actually, but I never thought that. So I was thinking of doing either, just try and find out if this is definitely a trigger volume or not. I need to double check that. If it ain't, then I'm going to probably use the object rolling that I've got already for the balls, and instead of using the same ball that went in, I just make a new one at the exit going down. Which, at the end of the day, makes sense, because you're not going to see the ball, because it's like a thing you shoot into and it comes out the other end. In this case, it's like a ball where you shoot it up, it goes into a like cycle thing, it goes down, and comes out right next to the paddle, ready to paddle the flipper or whatever, to knock it back up again into the game. But that's currently where I'm at. I'm also getting a bit of Storm Kira in the background. Apologies if you hear the wind. It's very breezy currently. Got the windows closed because of it. We've been quite a breezy weekend actually. Went out running today as well, which is quite good. My arm's not great. I have been to the doctors about it. It is definitely bruised. I've been told to stretch it as much as I can. So holding the camera, for instance, is a good idea. Like here we go. Ow, that hurts. But yeah. Current progress hasn't been great this weekend. I have got quite a bit done, but it doesn't feel like I've done as well as I should have done, which is kind of like a bummer. Also, the flat's a bit of a mess because I just haven't really done much with it. I've been kind of just working on my project and not anything else, and not up to doing it in the evening. So I usually do washing up and the floor job clean again because I always seem to make a floor job every day. But other than that, that's about it for now. Hopefully there'll be a few more clips for the end of this week. I still edit week's 3's video. I have done most of the edit, I just need to do the voiceover and the intro. But other than that, that's it for now. I will catch you in the next clip, hopefully with more progress. Now I didn't actually get up to record any more vlog clips after that, annoyingly. But I did get a lot of work done. So most of the work this week was on the pinball game and getting it actually functioning. This includes things like the bumpers, adding some artwork to make the bottom area actually feel complete. Spawning's still slightly annoying because it was designed to spawn in the middle, but the middle is now the colour gates, which is another mechanic. And then I've also did the in-out, which was essentially when you shoot something into an object, it goes out of an object to like respawn the ball near the player's flipper, so they can use it. But the problem with that is it kept spawning two, and one will go up. I do not know why it did that. I think eventually it was a coding problem or something like that. I ended up having to do like a boolean on the balls themselves to not do that. It's a rather annoying bug, I must admit. Later on I did some online leaderboard work and menu work, trying to get the leaderboards from the database onto the menu screen. I realised when I made the UI for it all that I actually need to get the 3 different game types. I didn't think of that when I made the leaderboard originally. I went, So I had to go ahead and add those to the leaderboards, the database table and stuff, and then make new PHP calls for those in particular versions. While I was at it, I also then limited them to 10, so get the top 10 people essentially. So if you're not in the top 10, you don't get a score that shows up on the board, but you can still save it. I'm going to have that as an option. You can save the score if you want to, but you can also discard it, because if it's not top 10, you might not want to keep it. I also need to do local leaderboards still, which is something I haven't yet done, but that will be coming up in the next few weeks. That's essentially when there's no connection to the web server, it just saves them locally to the machine, and it has a sort of leaderboard based on that. That will probably be saved to the user's computer, either with a save script of some sort with binary, or by using the player perf system. I might use player perfs because it's more universal, but we'll see. That is most of the work week though. I did add a bit extra into the menu last minute, which essentially means the pinball menu has an option that when you select the pinball game, you can choose lives, time or score, and then set how much you want it to be at. Currently it doesn't actually do anything apart from just show the stuff, but it is there, so essentially when I get to it this week, coming up week 5, I should be able to implement that, so when you go to the pinball game, it will show the right leaderboard, it will have the right stats set up, and the game will then run the road you selected. And then I'm thinking afterwards, when the game's over, or when you pause it, you can choose to restart the level, or replay the same setup, or choose a new setup, essentially. Yeah, but that's it for most of this week. I didn't have much more to show, but there's lots of like progressive work. A lot of code was written this week. I am very happy with what I've got to. Next week I'm going to focus a lot more on getting the pinball game actually up to ready-able play status. I'm supposed to be testing it this week, which is week 5 coming up as I'm doing it. So I'm recording this. But I'm behind because of the week I did the game jam, so according to my project plan, technically a week behind. But I should be able to potentially kind of use the time I've got spare currently to catch up, in the sense that if I don't do testing this week and just do mild testing with my supervisor and other people I have to just hang out with, I should be able to get that disadvantage and get myself back on track for next week. And week 6 should be pretty much on the schedule again, which would be good because I need to be back on schedule by the second game, because that gaming is a lot harder to code and hurry. But other than that, that's all for this week. There will be a blog post coming out soon if I haven't seen it already, and I will hope to see you next week, where I will hopefully do a bit more monologuing. But until then, I hope you enjoyed. See you around.